I'm not an African American because that started with Jesse in 87 when he was running for office for 88. And a lot of people didn't agree with it then. People said that's not gonna fly. I haven't found an African American yet on the birth certificates in our family. And they trick the politicians and the black leaders to make it look like we don't exist. And that's what Dr. King had found out. Dr. King say, the Negro people find themselves in exile in their own land. He did not say they brought them from Africa and put them here. He said the Negro people in their own land. Right there is one reason I think today Dr. King is dead. I'm saying this to you as a civil rights leader to a civil rights leader. Dr. King was getting ready to embark, I think, upon some stuff that they wasn't ready for. Both of the truth was coming out. But now the truth's out with internet. The kids pulling up the pictures from the archives. They can't stop it now. It's out.
Hey everyone, this is Ariel Jillian. Welcome back to my channel. So Black Americans aren't African? Really? Well, keep watching, sit back, look at these TikToks videos, and I'll see you at the end for some commentary.
Claiming that Native Americans are actually Asians and colonizers, and that Black Americans are the real Native Americans, that is cultural erasure, and that's part of colonization.
I feel bad for this girl. I really do. She's been lied to her entire life thinking that Black Americans are actually African, but that's racist. I should know, I am racist. They only started calling black people African Americans in the 1980s when they wanted to take their rights away even more. And it's because of propaganda like Roots made people think they were slaves. But no, that's all fake. I made a whole video showing you how slavery is fake. How are you supposed to put 200 Africans on a boat and ship them off across the sea for 6 to 8 months? No food, no water. What the fuck? There's millions of Black Americans here. How you make it out of 100 people? It's so stupid. And what do you mean they're not Siberian? Have you never seen like Siberians in Russia? They have the same fucking dances and drums. It's the same shit.
Do you know why the American government had to make black children betray their grandparents by making them believe that they came from Africa? That's because they stole this country from us and they wanted our parents to give away the land that our ancestors owned for thousands of years. See, what they won't tell you is that when we started integrating into their schools after the Indian Civil Rights Act of 1968, they taught our parents a fake history and they started teaching them Africanism. They taught them that they came from Africa on slave ships. And if you ask your grandparents or your great-grandparents, if they're about 70 years old, Grandma, did you learn in school that you were a slave or that your people came from Africa? They will tell you no and that they didn't hear anything about that. I told my grandma this and she said, these white people crazy. They making all this stuff up.
Schooling all Lakota native about his land.
Yo.
Okay.
Yeah.
You live on Black Hills?
Yo.
Can I ask you something? So I was talking to someone who also lived on Black Hills, right? So
Yeah.
are you aware that Black Hills was called Negro Hills?
Negro.
Yeah. Like, I'm not even being funny. I'm being real, like 100 with you.
Bro, that shit's crazy.
You know it was called Negro
Nah,
Hill,
never.
right?
No, this is my first time hearing this, to be honest.
Hold on, I'm gonna put it up on the screen for you. So look, Black Hill, before your people got there, was a ghost town, right? It says some Black Hills ghost towns and their origins. This story is from y'all newspaper in South Dakota. It says, although commonly referred to as Nigger Hill, I can say that you can't, okay? That mountain was entitled Negro Hill, okay? And then it says in the public press of the gold rush days. So before your people got there were Negro Indians living there.
I don't know, bro. That's crazy. I don't know. It's my first
Ain't
time
that crazy?
hearing, but man, that's crazy. What the fuck?
Yeah, like we all want people though, but like the government pretty much. Are you listening?
Yeah, I'm listening. I hear you out.
So listen, the government pretty much what they did, they put the Negroes out and basically moved y'all in. Like basically that's what they did. Like they did that to a lot of our people. Yeah. Yeah, the more you know though. You living on Negro Hill.
If we weren't the original Americans, why do our features match the ancient drawings to a T? Look at the deep-set eyes, the full lips, the strong nose bridge, the high cheekbones. That's not a coincidence. That's bloodline. That's inheritance. That's lineage. They labeled us colored, mulatto, Negro, everything but who we actually were. American Indians. The real kind. Before Hollywood and headdresses twisted the image. This ain't just resemblance. This is DNA memory. This is what they tried to erase from textbooks, museums, and even your own family stories. Follow if you know you're not African American. You're American by blood. Tap in. The truth ain't hiding no more.
Man, get in here, get in here, get in here. You see this picture right here? Do you see this picture right here? And what do you see? It's a Seminole Negro Indian, right? And they always show us in plain clothes, army clothes, and dressed up in suits. 95% of the world don't believe we Indians because we don't dress up in feathers and moccasins and dance around in circles. We never did that. And a lot of people don't realize that this is what an Indian looked like. And this is in 1890. 1890. These brothers gotta be no more than 17, 18, maybe 19 the most. But they Indians, but they descendants are literally called African American. Did you catch that? So a lot of people don't believe us because we dress like this. Or the same way we dress literally in 2026. That don't make us Indians because we don't hop around and go to powwows and all that. No, we still Indians by blood. Millions of descendants reclassified as African American. All secrets revealed. These army peoples know who he is.
American copper-colored Indian traditions that you have forgotten about. Let me remind you. Y'all know that they told y'all they were fighting them Indians with them names like Black Claw, Black Bear, the Eagle, whatever. Y'all know they was fighting them Indians with them scary names. Have y'all not paid attention? We do the same thing. We got people in our family that we call Bear. We got Man, PJ, AJ, CJ, DJ, EJ, JJ, ZJ. The whole concept of a nickname was a Black American copper-colored Indian tradition, y'all. This is not anything new. We got Stink, we got Rudy, we got Peaches, we got Tootie. A lot of the things that we still do, we be trying to figure out where it come from. It's because you an Indian, my nigga. And because they got you identified as being African, it makes you feel lost. But your culture is still in your face, bro. They tell you about it all the time. Like I said, them Indians with them names, think about it. Our names are not even African. We got Shaquia, Shanita, Juanita, because ain't nobody even talked about how we got all these Hispanic names. You got Marquez, Waltez, Montez, like I said, Juanita, Shaquita, Anita, all of these fucking names, y'all. The Aztecs, the Mayans, like all of these things. That's what I'm saying. Like, we are still doing these things, and they call it ghetto, and they want you to whitewash your names into European names, because the more you continue to keep the culture, the harder it is to hide the fact that you have one. If we were African, we will still be doing African shit, just like we still do Indian shit. Watermelon was never a symbol for Africa. It was a symbol for us. It was a symbol of freedom. Watermelon don't even grow anywhere else other than America. Copper-colored Indian traditions. Hopefully y'all following what I'm saying, because we ain't forgot shit and we ain't stopped shit. It's just You don't remember where it come from. It's just like weave. This shit is Egyptian. So this shit ain't new. None of this shit is new. None of this shit is new. They found bags of weave in their grave, in the damn tombstones. I mean, in the them places called they little burial sites. Okay.
Oh, y'all. Did they let black people even go to the powwows? Remember, people paid $5 to infiltrate us in our tribes and kick us out. So did they let us even go to our powwows? Oh, y'all. No, I don't think they let us go to our powwows anymore. They took our feathers and everything, and they made us be Christians. And the church ladies didn't really want to give it up because you know they used to be the chiefs. Oh, so that's why they kept wearing the feathers, but they wore them on their church hats, and church is the powwow. And it makes sense as to why you can see, like, hoodoo and other stuff, other spiritual stuff that ain't got nothing to do with Christianity inside the church. We were still trying to hold on to it. Church is the powwow. I gotta do research on this. I really gotta. This is just something that just popped up in my head. This is nothing that I researched, y'all. I'm just sitting here wondering. But I had to get this out because and maybe somebody else out there. Anybody did research on this yet? We gotta start, like, yes, true indeed, we all gotta do our due diligence. Yes, but we have to share what we're learning out here, y'all. We were bamboozled and hoodwinked. Malcolm X was right, and y'all sitting up here still acting like y'all know everything because what it says in the Bible and what it says in the textbooks, these are not our books, y'all. The Bible, the King James Version especially. Any Bible that don't have all them original books, and it's over 100-something books in these Bibles, but any Bible that don't have all of them books is corrupt, and we do not need to be reading it. And I don't care who, in my family, in my church, former church families, in my community, in my state, in my region, in my country, I don't care who on my land thinks that I'm being blasphemous right now. No, I'm speaking some truth right now. Church became our powwow. And that's why y'all don't think about it. We don't wear the feathers no more. They ain't want to show off their feathers and stuff no more. We can't do that. Because then they're going to be like, oh, they're going to make up some law or something to say we can't wear that. And just like they was trying to making up rules and stuff that we couldn't wear our hair a certain way and all. Oh, y'all can't wear that stuff no more. You can't dress like that in school. You can't wear that turban. You can't do this. You can't do that. We need to stand up. And everybody who's doing the research, let's come together and share the research. Stop gatekeeping. Stop gatekeeping. I be telling y'all all the time when I come on here where I get all my information from. I tell y'all every time about the nationalarchives.gov. I tell y'all all the time about your state archives. I tell y'all all the time about CIA archives, the FBA archives, the FBI archives, all of them terms. I tell y'all all the time about them. I tell you about slavevoyages.org. You got to go on there and do your due diligence and do your research. And y'all gonna be like, what? Especially on slavevoyages.org when you see all the ships that left New York, going to Africa, buying slaves. Okay. Or the ships that left here, removing people from here, taking them over there. They thought all of us was gonna be stupid and jump on these boats and go to Africa and follow people that, were doing that. And I'm like, no, I'm not doing that. What's going to Africa? What is Africa? We're not even from there. Our people ain't never said they came from over there. Our people ain't never said they came from over there. They ain't never say nothing about no boats. And I'm here, right here in Charleston. I don't say you want me to say it in Geechee. I right here in Charleston. I right here in the chapel. And there are no slave ships here. Y'all said all these slave ships came here. And that Charleston Museum should have at least had one. But y'all say all these slave ships came here. Where them boats at? Where them boats at? Where them boats at? Where them boats at? Because y'all ain't showed me a boat yet. But y'all want me to believe that y'all brought us all over here on these boats. Now, there was a bunch of boats making some routes now. But a lot of them was leaving New York. Go look it up yourself.
It really be too easy. Like, it should be getting embarrassing to y'all now. Because y'all literally don't even have a leg to stand on. When they say redskin, they not talking about y'all. To this day, if you go into any black community and you see a lighter skin complexion black person, more than likely, they nickname got red in it somewhere. Red, red man, dirty red, little red, big red, crazy red, skinny red, dirty red. Yeah. We even call our lighter skinned women red boned. That's not used to describe y'all. Copper colored is not used to describe y'all. Those are actual terms that are used to describe our skin tones. Those are the undertones of our skin. This shit really be too easy. Y'all just be reiterating shit that you heard, not knowing that every time they say indigenous and they put a characteristic beside it or behind it, that characteristic matches perfectly to us because they are legit describing us. And what be boggling me and what I want y'all to explain this. I want y'all help me to understand, since y'all have so many fucking explanations as to why shit ain't adding up. If they described the indigenous peoples of this land as having various shades of skin tone, from light brown to dark brown, various textures of hair, but mostly woolly, why don't y'all look like that now? Why all y'all look like a photocopy of each other? Why y'all don't have various shades of brown amongst y'all? Why do y'all have various hair textures amongst y'all? Why are all the descriptions that they have of the natives from light brown to black skin, because that was an actual description, woolly hair? Why those descriptions match us? And you can't say it was from no white influence, because them same white folks that was supposedly influencing y'all was influencing our fucking lineage too. And we still explain yourself.
You know what I realized? Everyone's doing what they supposed to be doing. For entertainment purposes only, everything I'm getting ready to say is a fabricated lie. I'm gonna jump into this book right here. You already know. Period. Most of the women tattoo themselves. On the Siberian shore, the women often have lines tattooed across the forehead, nose, and chin. Also 2 or 3 lines on the cheeks, beside the bracelets and fancy patterns, the whole length of the arms. Y'all don't need no books. All you need is your eyes. Like I said. Peace and love, guys.
Alright, y'all. We're not Indians. We're not Native Americans. Right? They say they're older than both concepts. They say they're not Indians because we're the Indians. They don't want to be attached to niggas. They're not Americans either because they know they Siberians. Pay attention, folks.
And I did it without cussing. Freaking 22-year-old kid goes up on stage, looks at the crowd and says, "Hey everybody, is this a regular casino or is this an Indian casino?" You see how you all know? I didn't know. I didn't know because I didn't have TikTok to teach me. What I did have was a life experience that I'll never forget. As soon as I said that, the entire front row, which comprised of the tribal members from the casino, they all stood up, and one of them called me out in front of the entire audience. Hey, you don't say that anymore. The proper term is Native American. Please show respect. And I was like, oh my God, I'm so sorry. I didn't know. And I felt horrible, and I was so embarrassed. Fortunately, I had a second show at 10 o'clock. 10 o'clock hits, I take the stage. I didn't need to be told 1,000 times that I messed up. That one time of me getting shamed in front of the entire audience was all I needed. That's why I'm a firm believer in shame.
Scrap what you heard in history class, because this is what your Indian looks like. Them natives don't want to be called Indians because they don't want to be attached to niggas. These are not their people. Not their people. Virginia, where my people are from, yeah, it's my people. We just been fooled. Why they want to be Indians now? This is their people, allies in war, partners in peace, like I show y'all in the museums, right? This is my people, not theirs. My people, not theirs. My people, not theirs. They're not built like that. My people, not theirs. Ain't niggas just Indians? That's why they don't want to be.
You about to find out how black people actually move, because I'm going to show it. Oh, I'm going to show it, honey. I'm going to show it. It's coming. It's fire. Yep. I will not leave this alone. You play with me, you play with my people. Let me go ahead and show you exactly how this is done. Apparently, you don't get it. You don't respect us. Oh, but you will in a second. Yeah, you will. 'Cause you keep commenting. And I told you not to do this. You don't know me. You do not know me. You have no idea who I am. And you don't know my people.
So I hope you guys got some good information out of this. I feel like it's so important, especially in these times, for us as a people to really wake up to who we are, because the world is watching America right now, and we are the real people of America. So it's time for us to really share our voices and come together as a people and really get our story straight and our story together. And a lot of these videos are very, very telling. I think one of them that really stood out to me was the nicknames, right? There's so many nicknames in our family, and that's something that really goes back in history, right? We all know what AJ, a DJ, I'm an AJ, a DJ, a JJ, like these are all nicknames that you can see, and we still have this passed on. It still is in our family lines today. And another thing I want to talk about are churches' powwows. I think that was really, really telling. You know, when the American government really took over our education, because, you know, we used to be able to educate our kids, but then the government started to make these, you know, these schools for everyone. So when they started to infiltrate education, there were certain things. Our dress kind of got more bland. We weren't able to wear our feathers anymore. And, you know, they started to teach us this more bland part of who we were. And so during that, you know, I feel like we lost a lot of our ancestral, you know, meanings and stuff like that. And also with churches and powwows, like I feel like they also infiltrated how we worship and how we reach out to God. And so I'm not saying anything bad about church, because I still go to church. But we lost that outside nature feeling of being connected to God, because God is in nature. And, you know, to reach the Most High, you would just look up. And so when we think about that, like it's just really, really telling. You know, I still believe that the Bible is true, but are there pieces that are missing? Yes, there are. And should we as a people search out this information? This is the age of information. Nothing is going to be hidden anymore. So, you know, I do think that the stuff that they did take out the Bible, it needs to be researched and told in our churches. And one more thing that I think is really important as a community is we realize, like, a lot of these huge churches they're more concerned with being in line with our government than actually moving our people forward. And it's really, really sad to see. You know, that's why I stay in I go to a smaller church that's more focused on the learning of the Bible instead of the bigger ones, because when I go into there, sometimes they're talking about, you know, the slave ships and, you know, wearing the kente cloth and regalia, and I'm like, are you serious? This is not our people at all. Like, you guys are really infiltrated by the government. Like, this is not, you know, it's like, I would rather you guys focus more on God than focus on government propaganda, you know. And so, you know, I got turned off from a lot of the bigger churches that are so connected with our government, because the government is one of the biggest proponents to keeping American Indians black and want to keep us there, you know. And so it's time for our people to wake up, and it's time for our churches to wake up too. Like, this needs to be spread in our churches, and I don't care if it messes up your government positions. Like, no, this is enough. This is enough of the lies. It's time for us to get back to the truth. So thank you guys so much for watching. This is Ariel Jillian. Please like, share, comment, subscribe, and I'll be back with another video soon.